task and as a instead. So what do you do if you find yourself in this situation? Dani Babb is the author of The Accidental Landlord. Dani, good to see you.
You too.
All right, you know, the big question here, I think, for anybody who wants to rent out their house, how do I avoid renting to a deadbeat?
Yeah, that's a really big problem, particularly in this market right now. First of all, you need to do your homework. There's a checklist. I use the LPA.com. It's the Landlord Protection Agency. There's a checklist out there. It's got about 30 items on it on things that you need to run through. The big items on there are doing a background check, running a credit check, and making sure that the addresses that are in the credit application, that are in the application, actually match that are in the credit report, and call those references, call those landlord references.
And make sure you get the answer you want. You say it's a big red flag if people want to pay their deposit in cash.
Yeah, there's a really, we're seeing a correlation between people paying in cash and then having their checks bounce later on. So if you get a check for a deposit up front a couple of weeks before they're going to move in, cash it, make sure it actually clears the bank. There's a better indication that perhaps there might be something going forward. And another thing is that people are starting to use family members as references as previous landlords. So make sure that they're not family members.
Oh, good
which
point.
You can check on your credit report.
How do I figure out rent?
Well, rental comps. Just like we have home comps, we have rent comps. I use rentometer.com. You can also check Craigslist, see what other people are paying. You can also ask a realtor in the area and find out what the rents are going for.
You know, people always want to say, okay, here's what my monthly nut is that I have to make on this, and I want to add in a couple of other things. Maybe I'm renting the furniture I have in the house. Is that a good way to come up with a number?
No, it is absolutely not. There's a really good chance if you do that, you're not going to get a renter, or that you'll have a long wait period before you can rent out the home. What you really need to is if you get make good appreciation, it might be worth it.
All right, you know, a lot of things happen to houses that are rented out. As we know, you can have lots of problems. Things break, things get broken.
Yep.
Who pays for that?
The landlord does. If you own the home, it's your